Hello everyone. Today, let's learn together disposal and resource utilization of sludge. Let's first learn about the landfill of sludge. Sludge landfill is a simple process with less investment, operational economy, large capacity and feasible physical disposal methods, can minimize sludge impact on public health and environmental safety. Landfill disposal of dehydrated sludge in China. So many large and medium-sized sewage treatment plants, one of the main methods adopted. So about sludge landfill, what do we need to know? One of them is the landfill method. Another issue is the problem that exists during the landfill process. Trench filling is the process of excavating and burying sludge. Trench filling requires the landfill site to have a thick soil layer and deeper groundwater levels to ensure the depth of landfill excavation and retain enough buffers at the same time. The amount of savings for ditch filling is relatively small. Excavated soil, capable of meeting the daily amount of soil covered by sludge. Landfill is the process of stacking sludge on the ground surface, cover with another layer of soil, because he doesn't need excavation operations. So this method is suitable for high groundwater levels, or sites with thin soil layers, due to the lack of groove support. Landfill machinery operating on the surface of the landfill. Therefore, landfill materials must have sufficient bearing capacity and stability. Second, it's sludge during the landfill process. What problems may exist? So one reason is that sludge has a strong water holding capacity, low permeability coefficient, low alkali resistance. The second one is during the sludge landfill process, its hygiene conditions will be relatively poor, strong odor, with many mosquitoes and flies. Thirdly, during landfill, due to the large area of site selection, difficulty in site selection, and the transportation distance has increased, may contaminate groundwater, etc. Next, let's take a look at the composting of sludge. Sludge compost is an organic solid waste. The biochemical effects of microorganisms in material utilization, unstable organic matter, degradation and conversion into relatively stable organic matter, and reduce the content of volatile substances, reduce odor, significant improvement in physical properties, easy to transport and use. In here, high-temperature composting can also kill pathogenic bacteria in materials, grass seeds, insect eggs, etc. Make compost products more suitable as soil amendments and plant nutrient solution. Let's take a look together now. The basic principle and process of composting. Composting is done under certain conditions, through the action of microorganisms, continuously degrade and stabilize organic matter, and produce a product suitable for land use. The process of the process of microbial action. It can be divided into the following stages. There are intermediate temperature stage, high temperature stage, and cooling and ripening stage. In the middle temperature stage, it is in the early stage of main fermentation, usually 1 to 3 days. During the high temperature stage, it undergoes both primary and secondary fermentation. The time is between 3 and 8 days, so the last one is post-fermentation and secondary fermentation. It takes quite a long time, usually 20 to 30 days. The process of composting includes pre-treatment and fermentation, processing and storage after secondary fermentation. So its process flow is shown in the following figure. Before composting, so it refers to the water content and pH value of sludge. There is still strength to adjust. During fermentation, it is the pre-treatment of dehydrated mud handle, input to fermentation device. By flipping or forcing a charge, supply oxygen to the stack. The material begins to ferment under the action of microorganisms. Firstly, easily decomposable substances. Decomposition produces carbon dioxide and water. At the same time, it also generates heat. Slowly increase the reactor temperature. At this point, carbon source for microbial uptake of organic matter, while bacteria reproduce themselves, decompose substances absorbed in cells, and generate heat. Secondary fermentation using finished product reflux method. So on top of a fermentation pile, that's what we call the finished product. so it applies to farmland. To ferment at once, undecomposed easily degradable organic matter, and further decomposition of difficult to degrade organic matter, transformed into humus, organic acids and other relatively stable organic compounds. So get a fully matured product on the front. The last one is the post-processing stage. Matured compost is relatively stable, basically no odor, but most shapes don't, if sold, so it is necessary to adjust the granularity, or adjustment of ingredients, for the convenience of preservation and transportation, due to bagging, so this process we also call post-processing. Okay. So besides containing organic matter in the sludge, often also contains 20% to 30% inorganic matter, we can also utilize these inorganic substances to develop its other resource utilization methods. For example, the first one. Firstly, a sludge can be used as a building material, if allowed. That, we can fully utilize the organic matter in sludge, and inorganic substances, building materials for making sludge. So this is an economically effective way of resource utilization. Building materials for sludge. It can be roughly classified into the following ways. For example, making lightweight ceramic particles, making molten substrates, and microcrystalline glass, production of cement and brick making, etc. What about the second utilization method? It's using lizard worms to treat urban sludge. Not only can heavy metals in sludge be removed, enriched in the body of shrimp and earthworms, eliminate pathogenic bacteria, transfer and digestion of organic toxic substances. Moreover, urban sludge can be converted into organic fertilizer rich in nutrients. It is a harmless treatment. Effective ways to treat urban sludge. Of course, we can also utilize activated sludge. Rich crude protein content. Globulin can dissolve in water. Dilute acid. The characteristic of dilute alkaline neutral salt aqueous solution. Heating and drying of sludge under alkaline conditions. Protein denaturation occurs after compression, thus making activated sludge resin, so also known as protein glue. Waste fibers treated with bleaching and degreasing. Pressing into sheets. What about this type of board? Its quality is superior to national level 3 standards. Besides, activated carbon can also be made by modifying sludge. The activated carbon produced has a high cod removal rate. That, it is a high-performance organic wastewater treatment agent. The above is the content of this study. Thank you.